Hello and welcome to the next video of my LPL Summer 2022 preview. I'm covering anyone's legend in this video. If you missed previous videos of my LPL Summer preview series, I have a playlist on my channel. Check it out. I'm starting from who I have 17th going into the split all the way to 1st. So 13th is anyone's legend. They lost Maple this past offseason. He went to TSM after they had benched him for Forge. I believe that was a poor decision. Maple, I think, is better than Forge. I don't know what may have happened behind the scenes to cause that swap, but I do believe that it hurt them. And when I think about this team, I'm not overly excited about it. Unlike how I thought of OMG and Ultra Prime yesterday, nothing on this team really screams out to me, oh, I'm happy about this, or I think this player is going to do very well. Top lane, ZDZ. I believe he is a fine top laner. He's definitely a split push type top laner. This past split, 51% KP, 19% kill share. 22% gold share, 8.2 CS per minute. You can definitely tell that he was a split pusher with a CS between 8 and 9 and a KP of around 52. That makes sense. 8.2 is pretty solid, though. A solid laner. 2.29 KDA leaves a little bit to be desired. Is he a top-ranked top laner? No. I have him as the 4th best player on the team based on the role. Top lane is pretty stacked in the LPL. Overture is the backup, and Overture is nowhere near ready for the LPL. His CS per minute is only slightly over 7, which is not going to be nearly enough anytime soon to become an LPL top laner. Thinking about it, when I looked at the ages of these players on Anyone's Legend, they're all very young, except Chow Chow, who's like 24, and even then, relatively young. So jungle, Zhao Hao. Zhao Hao was solid. He was the best player on the team, I thought, this past split. He did fairly well. 5.3 CS per minute. I mean, that's a little bit below where you'd like it to be, but it's in the range. 72% KP is better than, 70, which is solid. 22% kill share, which is 4% higher than his gold share. So he is doing work with the gold he is getting. 8 out of 40 junglers. So his champion pool is all right. Now his backup, Ice Coke, similar jungler, very similar. Exact same CS per minute. High KP, 74%. Did not get as many kills, but made up for his gold share. His gold share is around 19%, and he had around 20% of the kills. 10 out of 29 champion pool, so he has a larger champion pool. Maybe you look at that as a possible way to improve. X Chang 2 is definitely a drop off from Ice Coke in Academy. 4.63 CS per minute, a KDA just over 1. Not very good. Oh, I completely overlooked this. Last split, Anyone's Legend was 5 and 11 in the LPL, which was 13th out of 17 teams. And in Academy, they were 7 and 15, which was 18th out of 24 teams. So the Academy team is not all that great. So Ice Coke had some solid numbers, but Exchange 2 did not. Forge, 8.31 CS per minute, not very good. You'd like that over 9 for the best mid laners. He is losing probably 1 CS per minute to the better mid laners in the league on average. 3.69 KDA is solid, 68% KP. His kill share is pretty low at 21%, which is not worth his gold share in 22.2. 10 out of 30 champion pool. I think this is an area where the team could improve. Obviously, given that they had Maple and Forge split time last split, there is, a part of me that thinks that this is the lane that Anyone's Legend would like to improve, whether that is from outside or inside. They had 2 academy mid laners, Harder, who got over 1 CS every other minute over Forge. His KP is slightly higher. His kill share is slightly higher. 11 out of 31 champion pool. So I would like to see maybe if Harder starts off the summer split well, maybe they look at him being an option to give a look here or there if Forge does not improve. Era 8.8 CS per minute, much better than Forge. I mean, his kill share is very high in the 7 games he played, 31.1%. I guess he hard carried the games he played in. Um, I mean, that is something to really look at and think about. Maybe you can move on from Forge. You bring Harder up, and Era is your academy mid laner. I feel like that is definitely the strongest role on this team. Now, when we look at bot lane, Betty, a lot of people know who Betty is. Betty has had some solid years in the past. 4.56 KDA, lower than what you would like CS per minute, just over 9. We want that above 9.5 in the AD role. However, what's really kind of mind-boggling is he has the highest KP out of anybody on the team at 76%. So I don't understand why the AD carry is making so many things happen, but they always get Betty involved, which is good for Betty. It gets him ahead. Now you would like his CS per minute to be higher if he's getting all this attention. 31% kill share, typical AD carry numbers. 24.4 gold share, which is a surprise given the kill share, the participation. But then again, you think about it, he is losing out on farm a bit. 9 out of 40 champion pool. Now, Michi in Academy, although he had a KDA of 1.5 lower, I do like the fact that he did have 9.59 CS per minute, a high KP as well. So the Academy team is playing a similar way towards the AD carry, in a similar way to the big club. And what is really mind-boggling is Michi had 42% kill share. That is true hard carry numbers. You do not see 40% or higher often. Across a 27 game window, that is pretty damn incredible. 26% gold share, 8 out of 27 champion pool. Maybe you look at Michi as a player that you could move on from. Maybe you look at Betty as a player you can move on from to bring Michi up. You have Jump underneath him. Jump 9.46. However, when Jump played 65% KP, still that's pretty standard and a 31% kill share. I think that mid and bot with 2 academy options, I think there is room to grow. Obviously, those 2 carry roles are younger players than Forge and Betty, but you have to look to improve somewhere. And I think the biggest role that they need improvement in is support. Chow Chow, oftentimes this past split, kind of left you wondering, what the heck are you doing? 2.13 KDA. And then you say to yourself, well, he's dying to keep Betty ahead. Well, that could be true at times, but 65% kill participation is not going to do it. I seldom do you see a support with less KP than the AD carry, in my opinion. I mean, I don't believe I see that very often, especially 10% different. Like, it's a large sum. 90 out of 40 champion pool, 9 champions in 40 games. And Kaishuan in Academy, 5% higher KP, which is at 70%. That's pretty standard. Not 65, and a slightly bigger champion pool. I think the support role is definitely the one that they need to work on. Whether that means moving Forge or Betty to try and improve it, or you move one of the academy players. I think that support is what you need to look at. Because this team, like, looking at it, like I said when I started this video, I don't feel like there's much on this team that makes me hopeful. It's a lot of just players, but they're all young. So, I mean, we'll see how they do in summer if they improve, given that they are, in their early 20s. It's an expansion team. Well, not an expansion team, but a new team, just like Thunder Talk, but doing much better. I mean, maybe they're going to look to bring in a veteran because they lost Maple. Maybe they want to keep that veteran presence, bring it back. Um, I don't know. But looking at this team, I don't have a lot to say about it. I think that they could be leapfrogged by OMG pretty easily. Um, Comment down below if you're an Anyone's Legend fan, if you watch the LPL, if you watch the LDL. What do you think of Anyone's Legend Young? Are there any players on that team that I mentioned that are better than their stats indicate, worse than their stats indicate? Obviously, I don't watch the LDL. Um, Subscribe to the channel if you want daily League of Legends content. I'm covering MSI every day, as well as the LPL, doing these previews, and I will be doing previews for the other three major regions as well. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching.